Hello. Can you guys see me? I apologize for that. Oh, okay. Can you see me now?
I can. You look. I love the red lip.
I know I've seen your videos. I watch your videos religiously, so I know you wear the red lipstick.
I've been catching up too, and I loved Julia. Julia, the gal you had,
Ooh, I really like her. Isn't she great?
so beautiful. Oh my gosh! And her hair reminds me of my daughter's hair because my daughter's got the curly, coily hair too. And I was
I
like,
would
look,
kill for red
baby.
hair. I would
Yeah.
kill for that kind of hair. You know that I
Oh my
actually did a
gosh.
perm when I was in high school, which went horribly bad
I
back
did
in
too.
the
I
80s.
did too. Yep. Because I wanted to look like Mariah Carey when she first came out. Remember how she was just all like, woo?
Yeah, all over the place. I loved it. Yeah, I know. I know. I did that perm. One day I'll be brave enough to share my perm. It was a nightmare. I ended up having to cut my hair extremely short, which thankfully it worked
Yeah.
out well. But
No, but
how
no,
are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm still getting over that sinus infection. I'm sure you can kind of hear it a little bit. I'm a little scratchy, and I've been filming a lot of videos, and the more you talk, the more scratchy you get. And I
You
was
mean
filming.
you mean sorry, I have to interrupt here. You mean
What's
you
that?
didn't get the 1 day sinus infection that Camilla got, that it was gone within a day?
You know what? I heard a little bit about that, but yeah, I wish I was that lucky.
She had acute sinusitis, so she couldn't attend the Duchess of Kent's funeral. But the next day, she was fine.
She was fine. Oh,
So
well,
that's amazing. That's very good for her.
I mean,
So
I guess it's the blessing of being royal, I guess.
I guess so. So
Yeah.
have you been? How's your move, guys? If you guys don't know, Jennifer moved to Berlin or to Germany.
Germany, not Berlin, but yeah, Germany.
In Germany, you're in Germany.
I haven't disclosed where because
Oh, sorry.
no, it's fine. My
You should
husband's
go to Hamburg, or you should, if you're in Hamburg, there's a park in Hamburg that I love, and they have this restaurant, this bar, because they have a beer called Paula Ner, which is Paula Ner,
Paula.
Paula Ner, yes. So
Yeah.
I used to love going to Hamburg there,
Mm.
and it's so beautiful. This is park with water and a pond, and you see the swans, although they're pretty vicious creatures, I gotta say.
Yeah, they can be a little mean. Well, we were planning on visiting Berlin, but my daughter was sick, then I got sick, now my son's hacking. They're off from school this week, so we were like, okay, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out because I mean, we just arrived in July, so we have to kind of settle in. We're finally in our permanent place. We were in a temp place, a lot of
I know
moving.
that feeling. I hate it when they used to put us up in a temp place for a while. It's just you have to do
Mhm.
it.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, but beyond that, it's been good. How about you?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm here with my son in Canada. Where I moved back here, so it's pretty cool.
How is he doing?
Oh, he's doing better. Yeah, and Siri's such a boss. I mean, she's a boss in any
She's a
country.
diva. She's a diva. I'm telling you.
She's just a nightmare. She's like, I have to buy her dresses. I have to buy her all kinds of things because it's cold here.
Yeah. Is Otis still cheating on her? Are you guys still having that drama?
Well,
Or
actually, I'm gonna have to talk to Pat because I haven't talked to her about that because it's a sore point for me. But I think that the girl or that dog, that female dog,
that B?
that bee, I think she's out of his life.
Ooh, really?
So
Ooh,
yes,
interesting.
look at what Bible Unbutchered says. Even the train station in Hamburg is beautiful. Hamburg is the place. I mean, I
Really?
remember walking down the streets. Even H&M has guards outside.
Really? Okay.
Yes, yes, like really posh stores, they have security guards outside.
Okay.
So
Nice.
in Hamburg, even H&M, Zara, and all those places, I was like, why are these guys with dressed in black? They're all there. So yeah.
You're like,
So
are they there for me? Are they there for me? Or-
it's just so funny.
So I have a little Ricola here just in case I start hacking. I apologize. It's been terrible. It's been
Are you
terrible.
taking any antibiotics?
Yes, and I didn't want to because you know how the antibiotics mess with your digestive tract and all that kind of stuff. So I'm still doing my probiotics. I'm trying to eat healthy, but I'm telling you, it's just like when it settles in your chest and you can kind of feel it. It feels
Yeah,
like a little ball of metal wire, and you can't really take a full breath.
yeah. I know.
It's
The
it's been
phlegm is
terrible.
horrible too. Do you have a lot of phlegm? Yeah, it's terrible.
Not as bad as last week. Last week was bad. Last week was bad.
Hmm.
Yeah,
So
but yeah.
we're going to talk today, guys, because we have so much to talk about. Like we're going to talk the latest one, which is Balenciaga, Meghan Markle. We're going to talk about Prince William and that beautiful. Did you get a chance to see The Reluctant Traveler?
I saw a lot of different scenes from it because I'm not an Apple Plus subscriber, but I did see, all the sound bites of the really good parts.
Oh,
And
the
I
whole.
can't wait to see the whole thing, but I can't wait to talk to you about how great I thought William looked. He looked so fabulous. And at some parts, you really did. I don't know about you, but I felt his heartbreak over everything that he's
Oh,
been
I saw the
through.
whole thing. I was crying. I
It-
know he didn't mean it for it to be. And the great thing about it, he doesn't come out like, for me. No.
no,
But
not
it
at
was just
all.
like so human, so humane. The way he talked about it, he literally was wearing his heart on his sleeve. It's,
Yes.
I was just like, and I really wanted to reach in and to the screen and give him a hug and say, hey, there, it's going to be fine.
And you know what, Paula? Tell me if you felt this too. When I was watching him, I got the sense, like, I guess for the first time in a really long time, he has grown into himself. He is a man's man.
I love his voice. Ooh, that
His
voice.
voice, yeah, the way he projects. And I was thinking to myself, he is probably just such a fierce protector of Catherine and his family. He doesn't suffer fools. You can totally tell that. Yeah.
Also, what I liked about it, absolutely, he's
Mhm.
completely a Papa Bear. I
Yeah.
really did get that feeling,
Yes.
but I also got a feeling that I'm not here, nobody's going to screw around with me, and that he does take the role of the monarchy seriously.
Mhm.
And you know what? I kept saying change is coming. If that, like, I don't know if you watched the Game of Thrones, but it's like winter is coming throughout the entire thing. Winter is coming. Winter is coming. It's like change is coming.
Yeah. My husband watched that. I didn't though. It was
It was
pretty
good,
violent.
actually. I didn't want to watch it, but it actually turned out to be good.
Really? Okay.
It was very good. It was very good. I was very, very surprised. It was very, very good. So
Yeah.
no, guys, these are not highlights. I don't know if you can see my hair is actually light color, but I usually like it darker, but I don't dye it anymore. So it's just the summer because a lot of people ask me who does my highlights. I don't do highlights. It's just the sun. It's just hair burnt.
Well, I did my first video when I came back after that month I took off. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, Germany gave me so many grays that's why I decided to go lighter because I
Oh,
was
but
like,
you look beautiful. You look beautiful.
thank you. But the plan is to eventually use my grays that are coming in as my natural highlight because now at 51, I would say I'm about 40 to 50% gray now. So
Really?
yeah, yeah,
I've always had gray hair in this area here. When I was
yeah.
17, I used to look
Here,
like a skunk at 17. I don't
really?
know why. Yeah, I started having, and then I even have like white hair in my eyelash here because I don't know why since the age of 17. So I've always dyed that part, like
What age
organic
were
dye.
you when you were diagnosed with the lupus? What age were you?
I found out when 2012, I believe.
Really?
I
Okay.
went for many years, and I was actually talking to Pidina about it because I'm going through a situation when I remember, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have lupus, it's really hard to diagnose because you need an ANA test specific for that, right? Because if
Mhm.
they do regular blood tests, nothing is going to show up. So I would get sudden fevers, the joint, the payment, the pain, I never wear blush. This is not me wearing blush. Okay. So, the butterfly, you get really red, but it's called the butterfly because it's just here.
And doesn't
And
it feel sensitive and kind of hot feeling?
I get
Yeah,
those fevers, yes, because I can get
yeah.
fevers, 6 or 7 fevers within half an hour, and then they go away. So
Mhm.
it weakens. So by the time I got to the doctor, I had no fever. So the doctors would tell me that everything was in my head, my hands, like. So I went spent years in London, in Norway, in Sweden, Spain, in Belgium, in France, and nobody could diagnose me. So I kept getting to a point where I thought it was in my head. I was
Yeah.
embarrassed to go to the doctor because people were like, oh. So yeah, it was for my sister's wedding that I went to my friend and I said, my hands look terrible. Can you help me make them look pretty for the wedding? And
Yes.
this is when she started telling me, oh, do your hands get red in the winter? Yes. Do they get white when you put them in water? Yes. Do you get joint pain? And since when have you had the butterfly? That's the first time I heard about it.
Yeah.
Since when do you get sudden fevers? Yes. Do you have weight loss? Yeah. Do you have trouble sleeping? Yeah. It was like I wasn't crazy. And within 5 minutes, she said, okay, I want to do a skin draft. And the next day I came and she said, you're lucky. And she phrased it. She's a friend. So she goes, you're lucky you don't have cancer. You only have lupus. So,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's terrible. But you feel crazy. You feel, am I a hypochondriac? What's wrong with me?
yeah. And I hated it because I'm very, 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 very independent person and I
Yeah.
don't like going to doctors, so
Yeah.
so yeah. But yeah, it's actually quite interesting, but with Prince William, I got the feeling that winter is coming for Harry and Meghan Markle when he was talking about the changes.
Mm.
It's like I and people, the press immediately, I don't know what the hell was going on with the press. Did you notice that the press was trashing them, Catherine and William?
Well, what about that Chris Ship interview? I thought he behaved very
Oh,
badly. That was terrible. I mean, he was basically goading Eugene Levy as if to say, well, why didn't you ask this? And why didn't you ask that? And I felt like
why
saying,
do you think Canadians want to remain in the monarchy? Do you think William's gonna, like, I
that
wanted to reach in and smack the crap out of
was
him.
I know. That was the stupidest comment I think I've heard in a really, really long time. I'm glad he didn't ask about Harry. We're sick. We're up to here. We're sick to death of talking about that man. Let William talk about his family. Let William talk about his life, his vision for the monarchy. We're all done with the Harry and
And
Meghan.
more, if I had been there, you know what I would have asked Eugene Levy?
What?
What does Prince Harry smell like? So Prince William smelled like, does he smell great? Like I'm sure he smells like candy because he likes sweet stuff.
Paula, just please promise me if you ever meet him, don't go up and sniff him, okay? Please. Just
Oh,
don't
I
go.
will. I'll be sniffing him all over. I'll be like those hounds, No,
He'll
but
be like,
that's one of the things.
security,
Don't
security.
you care how I've heard somebody who actually met Princess Catherine and they said she smells beautifully. It's like a combination of vanilla and flowers that
Mhm.
she smells very beautifully.
I can only imagine.
No, I'm sure. And this person said to me, like, oh my God, it's like, you just want to hang around because she smells so nicely, and one of my friends who was actually at the Balenciaga place said that she went behind the scenes and that Meghan Markle's breath was terrible. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's the Ozempic because I believe she's taking Ozempic. That's just my opinion.
Well, they do say that when you're on the medications, the more medications you're on, your mouth gets very dry, your skin gets very dry. So, when your palate's dry, that affects the breath for sure.
Yeah. And she's a smoker too. That's for sure, guys. If people think she doesn't smoke, she is a smoker.
Is she a smoker? I've heard
Oh
that.
yeah, she's a smoker. There's even pictures of her and Jennifer and Jessica Mulroney going out, but she is a smoker.
I wonder if she smokes around her children.
I mean, what doesn't this woman do around the kids, really? So I don't know. But I wanted to ask you because I just want to show you this picture because don't forget that Jennifer, you are an esthetician, you are an expert in beauty and in all kinds of things. So this is one for me. It's like, oh, I want to show you this. Somebody did this, and I thought it was hilarious.
Really? I love it. It is a great look for her. It's a great look. I love it. I love it.
Isn't that funny, guys? I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was like, oh my God, like that is hilarious. But I wanted to ask you something because I saw your video, the one that you did, and you talked about the shining stuff.
Yes.
And I want to show the picture so people know what we're talking about. And don't worry, we're going to show a couple of clips, the infamous clip that she shared, which is pretty evil, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then here, like there's a couple of things I want to ask you because I have another picture and I don't know if people are going to be able to see it.
Okay.
But the skin on this woman is not great, I got to say, even with all the makeup, because to me, she's wearing a lot of makeup to look like she's not wearing any makeup.
Mm-hmm.
That you talked about her looking so shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? And you talk about some liquid, like here, for example.
Yes, I did. I did. Well, I just today, and after I get off with you tonight, I'm going to upload it. So hopefully it'll be up before I go to bed tonight. But I talked about how I really just feel like she looked like she was doused in highlighter. Oh, thank you. Um, basically, point is when you are a mature woman, you want to look you at your best. You're not trying to look 25 anymore if you're 45 or 55 or whatever. It is okay to have luminous, glowing skin. That is great. But what is really off putting and jarring to the eye is everything that I saw of that night, all the footage, all the pictures. She's just way too shiny. And I actually put Daniel Martin's breakdown, because did you see that he posted on Instagram the breakdown of her look and everything that he used? And
Mm-hmm.
in my personal opinion, he used way too many luminizing products. Now, there's a difference between a slight sheen and a soft focus to the face and looking this shiny. Now, this particular photo you have up isn't even really the ones where she looks the most shiny. The ones, yes, he did. He did. He said that he mixed skincare with the foundation, which is fine in of itself, but then you can definitely tell he added on top of it. And what that ends up doing, especially on mature women 40 and up, it can accentuate pores. It can accentuate lines like crow's feet, especially laugh lines. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, like I said in my video. However, when it's too much, it can definitely look unnatural. It can look fake, and it can just accentuate everything that you do not want to call attention to. And I talk about this in the video that I filmed tonight. Was he says that he's from fashion and entertainment, like that's where, you know, he works in that realm with those celebrities and things. He should know better than anybody else that when you're out and you're being photographed and those flash bulbs are continuously going on, all it's going to do is exacerbate that sweaty kind of glistening look.
It
And
looks filthy. It looks filthy, you know, like it looks
it's
filthy
just
kind of thing
too
because it's
much.
like it gives you
Yeah.
that unpolished look.
Hmm.
Can I ask you one thing because I don't know very much about makeup. My makeup is eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick. That's my makeup. Um, what is the sheen used for? Like those highlighters, what are those things used for? Is it to highlight, for example, a certain area where it looks dark, or is it just to
Right.
look shiny all over the place?
Well, what you want to do is you want to use a highliner or a luminizer on the high points of your face, meaning your forehead, the tops of your cheekbones. A lot of ladies like to accentuate the tip of their nose or say the cupid's bow around their lip. And a little bit of a luminizer in those areas is quite pretty. But you have to get strategic with it. You can't just douse the whole face with it, because that's when it starts to look like you're a grease, disco ball, or like one of the
A
commenters
green
said,
monkey.
she looked like, yeah, like she was doused in Vaseline. That's when it's too much. It's just too much. And also I was talking about in the video, when women overuse Botox, like for example, when you're looking at Meghan's forehead now, in my personal opinion, she's using Botox and she's overusing it, because Botox also really smooths out the surface of the skin so that light reflects and bounces off it a lot differently than it would than when you're not using it and when the skin looks more textured. So take that into consideration, the fact that she's probably strategically using fillers all around, and in addition, she's
That's
being
what I
doused.
want to ask you. That's what I wanted to ask you because this part here, there's a lump here, but it's just like a lump because also during the Bloomberg thing, she's on the side and you can see a lump. It's like
Mhm.
but it's not a cheek implant because it looks like a lump. It's just like a lump. I'll show you another picture that I have
Okay.
because and it's like the tip of her nose. It looks awful. Like the whole look. Like even with heavy makeup. Do you think she has a lot of makeup on?
She does. She has quite a bit. But I will say, I do feel like she's smoothed out this area of her face quite a bit. I do feel that she's probably using fillers. She's just using them very strategically, because some celebrities, you'll look at their faces and you can definitely tell that they're using fillers because they look artificially round. You know what I mean? With her, she still looks a bit drawn and gaunt, but
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that she's not using filler, she's just strategically placing it. And if you're seeing a lump, like how you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
filler can migrate, and more studies and doctors are coming out saying that that long held belief that fillers would just dissolve naturally and then women would continually keep getting their filler, they're finding out more and more that it doesn't dissolve completely, and oftentimes it just migrates to different areas of the face. So maybe that's that little lump that you're seeing. I didn't notice that, but
I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you. I thought I had that picture, but I'll show it to
okay.
you because I was curious, and it's like, and I saw it also in the one where with it's too bad with this one because you can kind of see it, but there's a picture that I have, and it migrates a lot. And I was like, I have to ask you because it's like I need to know because I saw it, especially in the Bloomberg. In the Bloomberg, when they did the light or something like that, I
Mhm.
was like, ooh, that's not good, like,
Yeah.
and here, this is here. It's right here. I don't know if you can see it here. It's like, it really shows
Mm.
a little bit kind of, but in the Bloomberg one, the thing is that they use so many filters when they picture her.
Yes.
Have you noticed how many filters they use when it's really hard, guys, to get high def on this woman.
It's a lot of filters. And did you notice that in most of the photos that emerged from that appearance, it said Backrid? So her
Yes.
she takes them, her and her team. When I say team, I mean her, and she alters them, does everything she does, and then she sells it back. I
Yeah.
believe that's how the arrangement works with those companies like Backrid. But yeah, I mean, you're right. In that picture, I definitely do see it, and oftentimes you can tell if you see an unnatural lump or bump.
Yeah.
Usually,
No,
it's
yeah.
migrated old filler. You know what I mean? But
So it
there
never goes away. It never goes away. People are asking me, does it?
yeah.
So it never goes away.
Not no. Oftentimes it simply migrates to different areas. But in that particular scene, when she walked up, I talked about it in my video. You can see her moving, and she's not shiny and with a highlight on strategic points. Like when you looked at her entire face looked greasy and sweaty. It was just all
Yeah.
over. It was too much.
And then not only that, the whole look and the teeth and everything. But what do
Yeah.
you think she's trying to? Why do you think that Daniel? Yeah, she looks like olive oil from Popeye.
Someone
What
said
would
that.
you have done differently? What, because you see, and I was talking today. I did a live today with Letitia, and I was talking because I work with children who are starved.
Mhm.
Right? I work with children who are starved, and one of the characteristics of that is that they have a very small body and a big head. Have you seen
Mhm.
those children that they always show
Yes.
children in hunger? How
Yeah.
big the head is?
Mhm.
Because they have zero fat. So it's how big the head is. And this is what the Ozempic head is about. You can see like that big, it's like a light bulb. Literally, it's like, one of those old fashioned light bulbs. It's
Mhm.
like that. The head gets big and it's just that they're so gaunt. When you say that she places the filler in a strategic places, but if you keep losing weight and then it keeps moving and moving and moving, it doesn't look good because
Mhm.
because she's so gone that naturally, because a lot of people are saying Princess Catherine. Princess Catherine is naturally thin, so her
She is.
face is not gaunt.
She's athletic.
You know what I
Mhm.
mean? You don't see her that
No.
gauntness. That it's horrible because she has that her cheeks and that smile. You can see everything. But with Meghan, there's that completely gaunt, like starved
Mhm.
look, which is not attractive. Even Oprah has that big head,
No.
like you can see now Serena Williams. They all start to look alike after a while because, they lose everything. So when she tries to artificially make herself look fuller, it
Yeah.
doesn't look good, in my
Well,
opinion.
I think you were starting to ask me, why do you think the makeup artist did it? And I talked about that in my video too. When women get older, and particularly when they get more drawn and thin, oftentimes the makeup artists in Hollywood will try to overload on that glowing, glistening skin look because it does reflect light in a different way and give the illusion of, being a bit more round and a bit more full, because you want to de-emphasize shadows. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but again, I have a friend of mine. Maybe in your makeup artist and esthetician, a friend of mine said that there's a big mistake to think when you put your makeup on, like when you put your makeup in the bathroom and you have all kinds of lights, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she said, that's a big mistake because you're not going to have that lighting when you go out.
Yeah. Yeah.
She said, it's much better if you actually put the makeup on with the kind of light you think you're going to go to, so you know which areas to highlight. Because when you go there, you're not going to have the light you have in the bathroom. You don't have, not going to have this or that, like the light changes everywhere you go.
Yeah.
So when you put the makeup in the bathroom with all the lights, all this and that, as soon as you go out, unless you put so much makeup on that you look like a ghost,
Right.
the light, because we have orifices and crevices, that it's going to reflect the light differently, right? And
Yep.
it's like, and I know people say, oh, the other day I received a compliment that wasn't a compliment. When people say me, you look good for your age, that's not a compliment. People look good no matter what. It doesn't
Right.
matter what age you are, right?
Yeah.
But I was thinking, I'm not gonna. I have great legs. I don't mean to say this, guys, but I do have nice legs. I still never. Even when I was younger, I never wore mini skirts like that. That show your butt and stuff like that. The most I wore was a little bit like 4 centimeters above my knee. It's just not. It's just that I always thought that I don't have to show skin to look good or whatever. But
Right.
I've seen women that are 56 like that they are trying to recapture youth by trying to wear what a teenager wears. And it's quite creepy if you ask me.
It is, and it's very jarring to the eye. But yeah, I mean, it's just she's trying too hard, Paula, and it's coming across. It's really, really coming across. And this persona that she's now trying to present and sell us, it doesn't mesh with everything she's done before. How does this appearance at Paris Fashion Week somehow allow her to sell her as ever brand? They're two completely conflicting and different personas. One is, this Montecito mama who makes lunches for her kids, and she's going to dial in her bedtime story. And, she's sitting with Jamie Kern. I don't wear makeup. And then it's like, and then she shows up doing her best Victoria Beckham impression. And you're like,
Or her worst, you mean?
what?
That was so creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so creeped out when I saw that. It's like, ugh.
I know. I talked about that in my last video. It's just that to me is just very dark, dark energy. The black,
Evil.
it doesn't sit well with me. And to couple that with the fact that she's supporting that brand, no.
And you know what's so funny? Because I
No.
just got news that Balenciaga is cutting ties with her.
Really?
Because yes, because they weren't able to get proper. I mean, they got Lauren Sanchez and they got Georgina, which is Cristiano Ronaldo's girlfriend, to attend. But even
Anne
Lauren
Hathaway.
Sanchez, yeah. And Anne Hathaway is not a nice person, from what I heard. Bully.
Mm.
And then so nobody wanted to hang out with her. Christine Scott, didn't want to hang out with her.
Oh yeah.
I mean, she tried to smoosh up to everybody, but Balenciaga is trying to clean their image from the 2023 debacle. I think it was 2022 or 2023 that they did with all those children. They haven't really lived up to it. You know what I mean? Because they try to blame the photographer, and the photographer is like, you're not blaming this on me. This is the remit I got, and this is what you wanted. Because
Right.
photographers will only take the pictures, and then the person, it's you up to the brand to say, okay, we want this, we want you to retake, because apparently there were quite a few takes done because even the photographer felt uncomfortable. And the funny thing is that even Miss Anne Harriman, Meghan's friend, came and denounced Balenciaga, and now she goes to Balenciaga because no reputable brand wants to associate with her. So she goes to brands that are completely in bad standing.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? Anna Wintour. It's all this. What do you make of? They're saying that Balenciaga now wants to cut ties because everything was going well until she posted that video about Princess Diana.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you just love how she's now feigning ignorance about that? Oh, she had no idea. She had no idea. And how dare people make that inference that she was, somehow trying to associate herself with Diana. It's just, how stupid does she think we are? Really, really? How insensitive can you be?
I actually, I saw this guy who is body language, and he reads a lot of the stuff of people that are what you might call it, that are like, it's like
Was
body.
it Dr. G? Was it Dr. G? I was watching him today. Was it him?
I think so. Yeah, I think it
He's
was
good.
him. He's
Yeah,
really
he's
good, and
good.
he was saying that there's only two options here. Well, maybe three. There's
Mhm.
only two options here, guys. Either this woman is profoundly, profoundly self-centered and a narcissist,
Mhm.
or and that she doesn't listen to her husband, and therefore, it's like when you're in a relationship but you don't pay attention to what your boyfriend is saying. It's like, because what did you say? Because you don't want to hear what he has to say, because
Right.
what are you talking about? You're annoying me, kind of thing. It's either that, or she is evil, bitch.
Well, either scenarios don't look good, Paula. So, okay, first of all, let's start with the first scenario you mentioned. Oh, so she's just, I guess, what, oblivious that she had no idea? Well, what about her freakish attention to detail that she's always telling us that she has? Remember? I mean, and remember how she said on her show, love is in the details. Love is in the details. Well, that's the sickest kind of love I've ever seen in my life. What is that about? Come on.
I mean, and I mean, okay, so she doesn't, let's say she doesn't, because people are now saying that she didn't know. This is the woman who stalked Princess Diana, and even her friend has come out and said, Nanaki, that they watched Princess Diana's funeral hundreds of times and cried
Mhm.
over when it was happening. So it was like, nobody's buying it. Now I heard from somebody who's really close to Harry that he's livid. He's really angry, but most of all, he's embarrassed.
Mhm. Well,
He's embarrassed because, yeah,
mhm.
he's embarrassed because he knows he chose poorly,
Yep.
but he's too arrogant to admit it.
Well, to admit it would be to have to go back with your tail between your legs to your father and to William and to Catherine. And he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that. And he knows that his wife is monetizing his childhood trauma. That's exactly what she's doing. But you know what? He is just as complicit. I mean, I really, really am losing
Oh yeah.
patience with the argument that, oh, his trauma. Get over yourself. My mother was a daddy's girl, and her dad passed away when she was 8 years old. He was her whole universe, and she was devastated. But this happens to children all over the world
Oh yeah.
every day, and they're not in their early 40s still bitching and moaning about it all the
We're
time. I mean,
using that as an excuse to commit and harm others, because that's the problem
yes,
I have. The fact that he's exploiting it. You know what? In many ways, I think he deserves Meghan Markle. And apparently, from what I heard, he's really angry. He now realizes he has no control over the woman. I mean, you don't have control over
never did.
anybody's actions, and now they're trying to turn it around and say that it was a form of therapy, that Meghan Markle was showing him that another woman she loved went through that tunnel and came out okay. It's like, if there was a form of therapy, you would have sent that clip to your husband in private.
In private.
But the fact that Balenciaga now is not, they were thinking of doing a possible campaign with her, but apparently, I don't know if it's off the table completely, but now they're really angry because she made with that clip everything about her
Yeah.
and Diana.
Yep.
So now people are equating Balenciaga to Meghan Markle endorsing her behavior
Mhm.
and her action. And it has been all about it and not about Balenciaga.
Well, I don't feel sorry for that brand one bit either.
Oh, no.
And Harry and Meghan, they have made it their life's mission in the last 5 years to constantly bring our attention back to the fact that, oh, she's so much like my mother. She's so much like my mother. She's hunted like my mother. She's loved like my mother. He lives in a delusion. So you can't constantly try to, marry his wife in the public eye to say, oh yeah, she's Diana. And then now when we draw those conclusions, when that's what she's trying to do, and then now they don't like it all of a sudden. Well, too bad. Too bad.
Yeah. And the thing is that she's doing that thing is like, and the guy said that also, that guy that was talking to the body language says that when she crosses her feet like that, is like saying, I'm untouchable.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to like it, but there's nothing you can do to me.
Exactly.
That she's defiant. It's like,
yeah.
And this is one of the things, Jennifer, that I've been talking about, that abusive behavior, when it suffers no consequences, it only escalates.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what he said, that with her crossing her feet like that, because she just didn't film. She said that this was premeditated. She thought, she sat down, she premeditated what she wanted to do, because she almost put the left foot on top, but then she decided to put the right foot on, which is dominant. And showing your feet in many cultures, in many Asian countries, it's a sign of disrespect. You didn't know that? Okay, I'll tell you something. When Gaddafi was trapped, remember when they put him on the back of that pickup, when they finally found Gaddafi? Muammar Gaddafi, the Libyan dictator. He escaped, and they trapped him. They got him from under a tunnel or whatever, and then just put him in the back of a truck.
Yeah.
People didn't understand why there were shoes thrown at him. Because that is, you're stepping on somebody. That's your sign of disrespect. When I used to be a diplomat and I would go to Asia, you go through a training, which is always have your feet planted on the ground. You never show the sole of your feet. Because that's like showing disrespect. That's stepping on somebody, So it's for her to show the feet in most Asian countries. You don't do that. It's a big no. So for her to show her feet, like I'm stepping on that, it's like I wipe my feet with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they were really outraged. And it was like, and the guy was saying, like, this is like, she thought about it. And by the way, people are saying she didn't go. She did go. She filmed herself there. She took pictures of herself there, but mostly she filmed herself paying her respects to Princess Diana. This is footage. There is no way in hell that this woman went to Paris and didn't do that. And in order to get to her hotel, she had to go through the bloody tunnel. And everybody in the world knows that tunnel. So he said that she did it very consciously, very premeditated.
Yes.
Because it was just that clip of her going at high speed, going to the tunnel or leaving the tunnel.
Oh, of course. And then she has to put her feet up to show that power move, right? Like that's her, she's arrived move.
I'm loving your hair. I'm sorry. I'm looking at you. I'm loving your hair. But and your pout. But I was going to say, what do you make? Because I was thinking a lot about that, and people are outraged. Prince Harry knows that tomorrow they have an event. So
that is tomorrow, right?
Yes, tomorrow. Guys, can you please fact check me on the side chat? Is it tomorrow? And you know what's so funny? No paps were chasing her.
Can't we just have a break? Why does it have to be tomorrow? For goodness sakes!
Because tomorrow, on Thursday, Victoria Beckham's thing is dropping.
Oh, I'm surprised they're not doing it on that day.
Well, they are. Tomorrow's Thursday, sweetie.
Okay. See, yeah, there you go. Great.
It's like, and this is not an award. An award is something you've won because of your efforts and stuff like that. Harry and Meghan bought themselves a prize for humanitarian, for children of all things. And Meghan Markle, didn't they go to that thing in New York, which was, they had this big telephone, so the kids who had lost their lives to social media.
Oh, yeah. I know.
You know what I mean?
So, what kind of emotional harm do you think that those pictures that they had in that ad campaign would have caused people? Does she not see the connections here? Is she that dense? She's not that dense. I guess she just doesn't care. She does not care. If she can get a flight to Paris paid for and a trip and some free clothes, some free, ugly, ill-fitting clothes, she's down for it.
I'm shocked that people are saying she looks spectacular. I am literally shocked. And I did my video yesterday and I was saying, it's like,
what people?
This is the best, the newspapers, that she looks flawless, that she's stunned. and blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, I'm stunned, all right. But
Yeah.
like I was thinking, this is like gaslighting 101. It's like when you see a man beating a woman and they're telling you, no, he's hugging her.
Mhm.
Something doesn't sit right with you because I am looking with my eyes. This woman looks bad. Nobody looks at Princess Catherine when she wore that suit for Christmas, that beautiful white suit for Christmas, and thinks toilet paper. You know what I mean?
Well, Princess Catherine, everything she wears is fit for her, tailored to her beautiful figure. There's not yards. She's never swallowed up by yards and yards of fabric. You know, when have you ever seen Catherine set a foot wrong in anything that she wears? It's so effortless. It's so beautiful. It's so elegant. But even more than that, anything she wears never even attempt or never ever takes over her natural beauty. She just shines through. You know what I mean? My favorite look for her was when she wore that gold dress at the James Bond
Oh,
premiere. I loved it. But even then, it was like that dress was glittery. I mean, look at that. That dress was glittery and it was beautiful, but you still looked at her and her face, her skin, her hair, everything was wonderful. I mean, the dress was great, but the dress didn't wear her. Catherine's clothes, she wears the clothes. The clothes never wear Catherine. You
look
know what
at
I mean?
this woman. She's a
I
white
know,
angel there. Isn't it
I know,
beautiful? Look at her legs. She has amazing legs. You know what I
I know.
mean?
And
And her
she
hair is so beautiful.
Yeah, she never has fabric dragging all over the floor and, weird waistlines and rumpled. I mean, Megan, bless her little heart. She's always a rumpled mess. I don't know what the problem is with that woman. I really
You know that there's a thing that says the little engine that could, but with Meghan Markle, it's the little engine that can't.
I mean, it seems like, I don't know. It seems like everything she tries just always backfires. It's really sad.
I gotta tell you, it's it's kind of like I wonder why. I mean, I'm really interested to see what's going to be tomorrow. I
Hmm.
mean, the body language, because from what
I'm
I
not.
understand, Prince Harry's anxious because
Yeah.
of the eyes of the world. So he knows that everybody's waiting for him to say something. Have you noticed that officially hasn't come out and said anything? But from my sources, and somebody very close to him said that he was livid when that came out. First of all, he was not happy with her going or taking on Balenciaga. He's not happy. They're not even talking. He lives in New York, from what I was told. But
Yeah.
he was very upset because as stupid as Harry is, he is aware of optics. He grew up in that kind of world.
Hmm.
You see, he grew up in that kind of world. Meghan Markle grew up in a world where she wanted to be part of that optics no matter what.
Grasping and clawing. But here's the deal. If he does understand that world, and yes, I believe he does, why has he continued to enable this woman? He really needed to put her in her place. And I don't mean in a domineering kind of man telling the woman what to do type thing, but why wasn't the expectation set from the onset? Why didn't he say to her, like, you will not treat my family like this? You will not conduct yourself like this. When she was yelling at staff back in the early days, or when she was making demands when they were getting married, why wasn't the expectation set that you will not disrespect my family or the institution? I love you, but you will not do this. He didn't do that.
Because he has no balls. He has no balls, literally. And I think from what I was told, and I've always said this, Harry is just as much of a bully as Meghan Markle is.
Well,
It
yeah.
was a full-time job for
Hmm.
Buckingham Palace to
Hmm.
keep all the scandals out of the limelight. Like
Hmm.
when he went to Australia for that gap year, um, the Queen sent her senior staff to control the press and he had to be pulled out of Australia 3 months on.
Is that where she threw the hot tea? Yeah,
No,
right.
no, no. We're talking Harry on his own.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
When he was young, they sent him out for a gap year, and it ended up
Oh,
being
yeah,
2 years.
that's right. Sorry. When we said Australia, my mind just went to when she was throwing tea, hot
Yeah,
tea
no, no,
outside.
no. But this is Harry. We're saying that he was a nasty piece of work. When the
Mhm.
scandal in Verbier with that young teen, because she was a young teen. This is why they say around 18, because they don't want to give specific age, because she was not 18. I mean, you can be around 18 if you're 14. You know what I mean? So, and then they ended up making her sign an NDA after she got out, before she went to the hospital and stuff like that. It's pretty bad.
Gross.
And then this thing that he was snorting cocaine and vodka in Namibia in 2007, which is why they do this PR stunt and sent him at the early 2008 to Afghanistan yeah, he was caught with the Young Turks. And that thing is like, this is why he hates News of the World, because News of the World are the ones who printed all these scandals.
And don't they say that it's like really bad for the brain when people do that weird stuff?
Sweetie, this is why we have a liver.
That whole vodka.
Liver is supposed to process your alcohol. If it goes to your brain directly.
Yeah. I guess that might explain a lot, huh?
Well, and there also all the kids are doing marijuana from a very young age, and for a prolonged period of time, they lose IQ points, which is not good, because Harry was not right to begin with.
I mean,
but even I don't like Harry, but even I will have to say, damn, that girl is evil. Because I don't care what the body language guy says. Yeah. That is sick at a different level. That's just my opinion.
Level. It's a new level of darkness and crazy. But what do you think, though? Do you think that he enabled her because I don't know. I always had the feeling that.
Okay, let me put it this way. Thank you, Betsy, for the super chat. You know how when we're in love with somebody, we keep saying, oh, when we get married, it's going to change.
Yeah, no, it doesn't change.
Now with Meghan Markle is this. She was very good at selling herself. One of my best friends, she's my best friend actually, but you know, he's now ex-husband, but before they got married, she loved tequila and she smoked, you know, but because he hated that, because it was this very chauvinistic guy. Oh, women shouldn't smoke. Well, I don't like to smoke, but you know, but drinking tequila, hell yeah. And then so she would drink tequila behind his back. And I would say to her, my friend, aren't you worried? And he goes, oh, no, it's going to be fine, you know. So yeah. Meghan Markle sold herself to Harry as this. I do believe the engagement interview when he said we're going to hit the ground running. She told him everything was wonderful. Yep. Unless Harry is a very good actor. He deserves an Oscar for that engagement performance.
And there's that very, very specific scene in that engagement interview, and I've watched it on
which one?
Half speed. The engagement interview when he talks about she's a team player.
Oh yeah,
her entire face dropped, and she was like,
"Isn't that something?" But this is the thing that I think it happened. I really do believe that that's what happened. That
she was angry. How dare you think of me as just a cog in the wheel? I'm special, don't you know?
Yeah, but the thing is though that, and I was very surprised because this is the engagement interview that you're talking about, the one that Harry and Meghan. It's the engagement interview, right?
Yeah, and you can see it. She's looking at him while he's saying, you know, she's going to be a team player. She's going to be great for the family, and her face drops, and then she realizes that the mask slipped, so she recovers really quickly with a fake smile as soon as he looks up. Sorry, I have to pour some water here. Hold on. My throat.
Yeah, the thing is though that she's showing I gotta say when they show the ring, she looked down, she was really angry with the thing, you know.
She was not impressed whatsoever with that ring.
No. And the thing is, you know what? That's another thing that I learned from this body language guy. He said that the reason why nobody likes how Meghan Markle speaks, it's because you know how when you talk to children, we talk like, and it's like, okay, or not even talking to children. You're not even talking to children. Let's say, can you imagine if I come to you, Jennifer, and I said, oh my God, this guy was crossing the what do you say? The street, the sidewalk. He was crossing the crosswalk. My God. And you go, you expect something, right?
Yeah.
You're going to go, and? I go, no, he was just crossing the crosswalk. So she does these exaggerated either, or it's like when she's talking about in that Netflix thing, oh, and we were in that tent, and I said to him, I gotta get me safe. So he
Yeah.
said that, and he was very right. And then he dawned on me because I didn't know why people don't like the way she speaks, because she over exaggerates
Yeah.
everything that doesn't need to. It's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, the sun is shining. It's like,
Everything is inauthentic, from the voice inflections to the emphasis on things that she's always calling attention to things that are ordinary, but she tries to pump them up as being some great thing. And it's confusing for us because, we're trying to follow a story and we're like, that's it? Okay, lady, like whatever. Yeah, I know.
but this is the thing that this body language guy is like, that's what's grating, because she talks to people even worse, like you're talking to a child that you're stupid. So she's
Yeah.
exaggerated in everything. Everything is like, oh my God, oh my God. Or,
Yeah.
it's like,
Mhm.
oh my God, I'm cooking a cookie.
Do you remember when she was on stage for the UN when she was retelling her soap story?
Oh, yeah.
And she had a lot of really, really dramatic pauses during that speech because she was looking to the audience for validation and she wasn't really getting it. Remember when she said she got a standing ovation, but when you saw the actual picture, no one was standing. She
No,
wasn't really,
no, nobody was.
yeah, she wasn't talking about a subject matter that could really get people excited about this, the topic. She was just like, yeah, I was 11 and it was a soap star. And everyone's like, uh-huh. Kind of like how Brooke Shields said, oh, isn't that precious? Like, you're so precious. Stop, please.
What is interesting, she wasn't 11, she was 12.
Mm, mm.
She wasn't. She wasn't even 11. She was 12. The commercial, the Nickelodeon commercial says, "Hi, I'm Rachel Meghan Markle, and I'm 12 years old."
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And I
And it
think
says so in the commercial. It says 12-year-old Meghan Markle. It's the,
Well, I think I saw something that Dan Wooten had the other day. I forgot who he was talking to, and they were basically dismantling the whole soap story as, what did they say? That Thomas said that he never even mailed the letters.
the latter. No, he never did. But I've actually talked about it, because he actually talked about it at Pidina's
Yeah.
as well. And we've been talking about it. He never mailed the letters. He said that he responded because he never mailed the letters. So he had some employees mail the letters, write some letters, and mail them to her. But she's known all along this.
Mhm. And that was a school project. It wasn't something that was just of her own volition, her independently, wanting to fight the system or anything.
And
It
like,
was
I
just,
mean, I've had the Humphrey yogurt people reached out to me, and they said to me that this is what they said to me, that they have never violated the California employment laws, and they
Mhm.
have never employed a minor.
I looked that up a long time ago and it said something, don't quote me. I don't know what the age was, but under a certain age, you need, I
The
believe,
school permission and the parents' permission. Mr.
yes,
Markle is on record saying she
you.
never worked, because she
Mm,
make it sound like she worked for there because she needed to help her family.
oh boy. Yeah.
And then don't forget that she went on Emigrate and said that she was going after school to work for her antique dealer black grandfather. Everybody knows that she was at the set of Married with Children. She's done so many interviews about it. What my beef with everything is, I don't even blame Meghan Markle. It's the fact that nobody's calling her out on it.
Mhm, mhm.
None of
Well,
the
she
journalists
was
are doing their job.
Well, I was a little taken aback because when she was talking about that antique store, I had never heard about that side of her family and her spending all that time with them.
No, that's not true. Also, because even when she got engaged to Harry, they interviewed the neighbors of his grandfather, and they said
Mm,
they had never seen her nor even heard of it in all the years they've been there.
mhm,
And I would just want to show you this part of here of the interview that you were talking about, because I thought it'd be very interesting for people to hear it. Let me
mm.
see. I think this is what you were talking about.
Boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about. Excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved in various causes. You've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I mean,
Sing.
can you imagine? No, I'm not a singer. I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me, I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility.
Too bad she didn't, like whatever happened to that?
Yeah, whatever happened to her wanting to be a humanitarian and affect any real kind of change? She had it all. She had the platform. She had the support of a country that was excited with the idea of her marrying, and she could have affected a lot of change and done a lot of wonderful things if she had stayed in the family and been a gracious human being and been a kind human being. Imagine what she could have done with the Commonwealth. Right? I mean, the Queen gave them that special responsibility, and
Not
they
only
just
that, sweetie, did you know that they created the Queen's Commonwealth Trust a month before they got married, because just to put them as Harry president, her vice president of the Queen's
Yep.
Commonwealth Trust?
Mm-hmm. It's such a sad situation. It's so sad. And all she does is just flitter from one thing to another. And now you're going to tell me that in her grand scheme, she wanted to make jam and wander around
Go back to the kitchen after being so hurt. I was
and
so
wander
hurt.
around.
I was
Yeah.
so hurt. Like it put me there. And you know what? Just for the heck of it, we're gonna talk. I'm gonna show this. Meghan Markle UN. What's it called? United Nations speech. I even know by heart where this bullshit thing is, because I am just so angry about it.
Yeah. But she was
Okay, here we go, guys. I'm gonna show it to you.
very
Just
nervous. Her
I
whole
love
chest
it.
was very blotchy. I remember that when I watched that video, I was like, wow, she's nervous. She's probably nervous because she knows she's a big fibber.
She said what?
She's a big fibber. She just fibs all the time.
Liar. You mean liar?
Liar.
Is that liar? Okay,
Yeah.
let's
I'm
listen to her.
trying to
Let's
be
see
nice
how she
here.
became a humanitarian.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to be nice.
Accidentally became a female advocate. It was around the same time as the Beijing conference, so a little over 20 years ago, where in my hometown of Los Angeles, a pivotal moment reshaped my notion of what is possible.
See, all these dramatic
See, I
pauses.
had been in school watching a TV show in elementary school, and this commercial came on with the tagline for this dishwashing liquid, and the tagline said, "Women all over America are fighting greasy pots and pans." Two boys from my class said,
I just want to pause it here. It was an all-girls school.
I think, though, she's talking about when she was still in middle school, because she went to an all-girls Catholic high school. But if she was 12, she'd still be in middle school.
But it was the same school.
It was the same school?
I think so, yeah.
I thought it was an all-girls Catholic high school she went to.
Yeah, it was. This is why people are mocking her. Because the school that she went to, it was all-girls school. She hasn't really been in a mixed school.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's been she's always gone to private school, and she went from when she got out of, she's always been to that school, and her father used to pay for, as far as I know, Mr. Markle said so himself. But apparently, for example, because I even questioned, why is she the homecoming queen and then she has this guy there? But apparently they were used to get the guys, that was an all boys school. So that's what they used to pair it with.
Okay.
She remember when she was homecoming queen? That Mr. Markle showed, and I said, I was so confused about that. I was like, how can there be a boy as a homecoming king when it's an all girls school? And then this is what I was told. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that this is according to Mr. Markle too. That he said that they had a sister school, but it was all boys.
Yes.
So they would choose the king, and she'd be the queen, and they would come together for the dance.
Mm-hmm.
She was the homecoming queen, the one that said that she was shy. She didn't have any friends. You are not a homecoming queen if you're shy and you don't have any friends.
Yeah, she said I used to eat lunch. Remember on her podcast, her first podcast, she used to eat lunch by herself all the time.
Exactly. And yeah, because she's gone to she was the Little Red Riding Hood little when she was in kindergarten, you know, like, which was private. This woman has not touched the ground of a public school in the United States of America.
I don't understand though why she's wearing that type of neckline when she's
So
talking.
inappropriate. So inappropriate.
Very inappropriate. That is an evening outfit. Like I'm going out for an evening outfit.
And you know what's worse? She doesn't have cleavage. Okay, let's just finish her.
Yeah, that's where women belong. In the kitchen. I remember feeling shocked and angry and also just feeling so hurt. It just wasn't right and something needed to be done. So I went home and I told my dad what had happened. And he encouraged me to write letters. So I did. To the most powerful people I could think of. Now, my 11-year-old self worked out that if I really wanted someone to hear me, well, then I should write a letter to the First Lady. So off I went, scribbling away to our First Lady at the time.
Now, I just saw she went up to grade 6 to Little Red Riding but from grade 7, from grade 7 till 12, she was at the Immaculate Heart School, and she was 12 years old, so she would have been at the Immaculate, right? At 12 years old, you're at the Immaculate one.
I don't know. I guess you tell me. I don't know. For me, I thought it was an all-girls high school.
It was. The Immaculate Heart is an all-girls school.
So does it start from grade? Or does it start at 9th grade?
It starts from 7th grade to 12th. She went from 7th to 12th grade to the Immaculate Heart School.
Okay.
Okay, that's an all-girls school. I just got their website here. Meghan Markle went to the Hollywood Little Red Schoolhouse from grade up till duration from 2 to 11 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
And then from 11 and a half to 12, and she was 12 when she did this commercial. Isn't the commercial, you know?
Yeah.
She was 12. She was already, that was her first year in middle school at the Immaculate Heart Middle School, an all-girls Roman Catholic private school in Los Angeles.
And who believes that the boys in her class said that? That is such a stretch. I don't buy it for a second. They're probably not even paying attention to the assignment, could care less. She's so good at spinning a yarn. She really is.
But the thing is, why doesn't she mention her Black mother?
Well, because I guess at that time she didn't have any use for Doria.
Absolutely, because here she talks and she says that all little girls deserve a father like hers. Listen to this crap.
Hillary Clinton.
Who said she never got a letter, by the way,
also
right?
Also put pen to paper, and I wrote a letter to my news source at the time, Linda Ellerby, who hosted a kids' news program.
Now, Linda Ellerby, by the way, was Mr. Markle's contact at Nickelodeon, whom he reached out to do that Nickelodeon little skit that was featured in Nickelodeon. So now she's saying that's her friend when it was her father's friend.
He was pulling the strings.
Gloria Allred. Because even at 11, I wanted to cover all my bases.
12.
Finally, I wrote to the soap manufacturer. And a few weeks went by, and to my surprise, I received letters of encouragement from Hillary Clinton,
lie,
from Linda Ellerby,
lie,
and from Gloria Allred.
Lie.
It was amazing.
It was amazing.
The kids' news show, they sent a camera crew to my home to cover the story. The kids' news show, they sent a camera crew to my home.
The kids' news show is from Nickelodeon, and it was because her father is on record saying this.
To cover the story. And it was roughly a month later when the soap manufacturer, Procter & Gamble,
changed the commercial for their ivory clear dishwashing liquid. They changed.
Yeah, I mean, this bitch is crazy. Sorry, I know you're a Christian and I shouldn't be swearing, but this woman is
Really proud of
literally,
herself.
literally, it's terrible. This woman is just terrible.
She's really proud of herself. And did you notice as she's telling her porcupines, her chest is getting blotchier and blotchier because she knows she's fibbing.
I think that's Satan trying to come out of there. You know, it's like,
because you have certain responses in your body, and that's why lie detectors work the way they work. You can tell the pulse, everything. Like her body's reacting to her own fibs and lies. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
I know, but it's so funny. Let me see, because the last time I was able to pull this. Let me see. So you guys can see when I talk to you guys, I didn't know we were going to talk about this, but Nickelodeon. Here, I'm going to show you the ad.
Okay.
And it's here. Here. Oh, I have it. Okay, I have it, guys. Okay, you're going to see the ad, and you're going to see it says Meghan Markle's 12-year-old Meghan Markle. Okay?
Okay.
Is that the one? Yeah. Let me see. I just got to make sure I have the right one. Yes, I have it. Okay, here we go. Here.
Nick News.
I don't think it's right for kids to grow up thinking these
12 years
things,
old?
that just mom does everything. My name is Meghan Markle. I'm 12 years old, and I just graduated from the 6th grade, and I'm going to the 7th.
I hate my wimpy toilet bowl cleaner.
Commercials, they do say a lot of things that...
You see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
She was in 7th grade. She was in 7th grade. She was 12 years old. She wasn't 11. She even says she's 12 years old. She's not 11. And she keeps going. I don't know why she keeps saying when I was 11. She was 12 years old.
Yeah. But I don't prescribe to all this toxic femininity stuff. I think feminism has really done a number on society. But why at 12 are you just so pissed off about a commercial? I mean, give me a break. I mean, this is her spinning a yarn years later to try to seem relevant and to seem better than everyone else. She's always trying to one up everyone else. She's such a rare gem that she heard a commercial in the early 90s and it made her, the feminist humanitarian she is today. It's like, really come off it. And weren't people saying that, I don't know if it was Hillary's camp or it came out, she never had any kind of correspondence with her.
No, she never did. No, but her father said that her father already has debunked this. Her father already said he never sent the letters. Everybody, he never sent the letters. Look at her enjoying the limelight. I thought that they moved from the UK and there was no crowds, by the way, guys. This is another angle. You can see there's nobody. It's just the paps.
How is this helping her sell jam, Paula? How is this helping her keep children online safe? What is this?
Why do they grab her hand like that? Why do they grab her hand like that? How can Catherine walk backwards down the stairs wearing 6-inch heels and this cow can't even walk a straight line?
I don't understand, but if you're inebriated or maybe you don't have a sense of balance, you've got people leading you around like that. I don't know. I mean, a reasonable person would say, what's wrong with you? Are you impaired? Can you walk? What's going on?
And then what really bothers me though, Jennifer, is the press, that there were hordes of people outside.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, apparently a lot of the coverage was overwhelmingly positive, not in the British press, but you were saying like in like Spain, I guess, and different countries were
I did my video in Spanish today. It was so funny.
But I think that once that video on, the streets of Paris at night, a la I'm the new Diana, I think that's when it really, really turned. And now everyone's starting to turn on her.
I gotta say that she's an evil. That's evil. That is just nasty. That is just nasty. I mean, I'm being honest here. I'm not taking the piss or anything. I'm being honest. This woman, She needs to have a Jesus conversation. I really do think that she needs to, at this point in time, you know what I think she does? She doesn't care.
Hmm.
Because I believe that she's on a free fall, that, you know what, I'm going down. If I'm going down, everybody's going down with me. And, you
Yeah.
know, your point about Harry, when we see that engagement interview, Harry bought her lines, hook and sinker. And what the problem is, once you're married, it is such a big thing that happens, you know, and somebody was telling me about narcissism, that they withdraw, and you keep, and this guy actually, he got out of, I watched it in Sean Atwood, and he said that what he spent most of his time after he married this woman was trying to recapture the way she used to be when they were engaged.
Yeah.
Because after they got married, she changed. So he kept trying to do whatever he could to capture that feeling from her of going back to the way she was, because he hadn't understood that that was just an act. So he thought there was something wrong with him.
Well, I'm
So
sure she was definitely stroking his ego to the max, because I think there was probably a lot of conversations in the beginning, even before they got married. And I'm sure she was trying to tell him, you know, you are special. You are just as popular as the queen, if not more.
or William.
Yeah, you need to take your rightful position in the family. And, you know, we have the ability together, you and I, to just even surpass the popularity of William and Catherine. I mean, don't think that those types of conversations
Oh
weren't.
God, I can't imagine, because you see, he had two other girlfriends, and the other girlfriends would not lend themselves to this kind of games, because I do believe he held a grudge against his brother and the entire family, because in his mind, he's better than everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So Meghan Markle, I've always said, stroke the worst traits in him.
Yep, absolutely. And he's always, I mean, I'm sorry, but if you really did love your family and respect your family and want the best for your family, you would not have allowed this woman to come in and trash your family, your grandmother, your grandfather, your brother, your sister-in-law, people that loved and supported him. I mean, and like, what Catherine and William got him into therapy. You know, he doesn't give them the credit where the credit is due. You know what I mean? And
What
they
means
covered
he doesn't give him the credit where the credit is due?
well, no. Well, do you remember how he was saying that, oh, he didn't really have therapy until years later, but actually William and Catherine helped him get into therapy the
Yeah,
first
in
time.
2016, they said that. I want to show you here, because I found the clip with the lump, so you can tell me if you can see it. I'm going to make the thing larger, and I'm playing it very slowly, because I want you to tell me if that is, because I see it, and I'm not even, what you might call it, I'm not even, I have my glasses on, but let me show you here. I'm going very slowly.
Okay.
You're going to see it's going to be around here. See? I don't know if you can see, it starts there. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, hopefully it'll show more, because there's a part there with the light. It's like a line here.
Yeah.
But wait, it's going to be more notable pretty soon. Wait. See? Did you see that?
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
But
She's got very strong masseter muscles. You know how she
Here.
clenches her jaw a
You
lot?
see that? You see, it's one here, one here, and one here. It's like she has a thread.
Yeah.
Let me see if you can see, because there's a part where you can clearly see it. And I'm like,
I mean, there's people saying she's getting facelifts. It could be
here,
migrating
you see that? Do you
filler.
see that? Do you see that? There's
Yeah.
one lump here. It's like, here's the lump, but here's another. There's an indentation there, and there's another one here.
I just feel so bad. I feel like what's going on in the inside is being
See,
reflected
there you
on
go.
the
Do you see
outside.
that? Do you see that? Here it
Yeah.
is.
No, I see it. I see it. Yeah, like I said, it could be migrated filler, but she clenches her
Really?
jaw a lot. She has very strong masseter muscle where she's like clenching all the time. She's just so angry. And even when she tries her best to act like she's carefree, she doesn't have a care in the world, she's living her best life, that does not translate when you see her. She, to
People are saying
me,
Botox.
exudes anger. To me, she exudes anger. She's so angry at the world. She's angry at us, Paula, because the public is not buying her BS anymore. We don't buy it anymore. And she's very angry about that. She feels like she is due love and admiration. And just the fact that Diana and Catherine have that love and admiration.
But that's earned, though. They've earned it. through their
She's so
behaviors and
angry.
actions and words.
Exactly. She has not earned it. That's exactly right.
But this is what I'm saying. People are saying that's either Botox or cheek implant. I don't think it's cheek implant. I think it's filler or something that's moving around there. You know, it's like an alien. You know, when we see Alien, when the thing comes out, it's like all over the place, those little lumps, because it's pretty bad. You know, it's on minute 412. I'll send you the link so you can do it on your video, because see, you can see when he moves, you know, like she has the regular thing, but then when she moves with that, it really shows there. See, there's another bit, and there's something there that's terrible too.
Maybe she had like a thread lift gone wrong or something. I don't know. She's constantly getting so much work done. She's a shapeshifter. She'll go away for a month or two and emerge with a completely different face. Haven't you noticed that from her over the years? It's crazy.
Yeah, but if you notice that her teeth, it's because she's lost so much body fat. This is like it's like a cadaver. You know, you only have like it's like you know, like it gets attached when you're very thin. It goes like that. Have you seen those kids? It's like those kids.
Well, I definitely noticed that when someone has veneers and they're very, very thin, it's definitely more pronounced, is that what you mean?
Well, they said, yeah, the thing is that they stick there. And I've told that she goes often and her things are wearing out, because I thought that she had like something that put on the teeth. I didn't know how it works. And then my friend who's a dentist said, no, we actually wear Tara. It's like literally you destroy the tooth in order to attach something there.
Yeah.
You know, and she goes for a change so often that apparently now she's got really, really a lot of problems with her teeth. You know, which is why she's embarrassed. And it even looks bad. It looks very pronounced, you know. It looks terrible. She looks terrible. This is not a well-looking woman. And, you know, but at least she's gone back to being white, because, you know, she's here very dark. But now when she goes to Paris, she's completely white.
You know, that is true. And I'm so mad that I didn't mention that in either of my two videos, but you're absolutely right. She's not all bronzed up. She's not bronzed up in Paris, huh?
No, she couldn't. No. And, you know, people said that they give her clothes to keep. No, she didn't get the clothes to keep. She got the clothes on loan. So this is why they didn't tailor the clothes. Like the suit was, you know, what's it called? Rose, this girl that is engaged to this another British actor. She was very beautiful. And like Georgina and Lauren Sanchez, they all have tailor.
Yeah.
They tailor the clothes to their bodies. Whereas Meghan Markle, I mean, people say that the black dress was gorgeous. No, it was just black. This is why you couldn't see how loose fitting it was.
Yeah, but who the heck's going to want that back? I mean, come on.
Well, you know that she wears all her clothes with the tag.
With a what?
The tag.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know, and you know, KG saying those clothes are ugly. I'm sure that suit would have been beautiful had been tailored, you know, like, you know, like a beautiful waist, you know, like that would have been nice.
They said it was a blouse and it was a cape and it was pants. To me, it was just a misshapen mess. I think in my video, I said, who's she trying to show up? Pope Leo? I don't understand what's going on here.
It is. What do you make of that? Like, but this is the thing that I was saying, that, but even for Balenciaga to completely cut ties with her because of the big mishap of what she did. I mean, when a toxic brand like Balenciaga doesn't want you because you screwed up,
yeah,
it's honestly, not a good look.
This
is the one that you're saying, right? This is the blouse.
Yeah. I do not care. It serves them right. I think that they're disgusting and satanic and despicable to use children in the way that they did. And I think the Lord is mad. And, you know, he's like, vengeance is mine, you know, like, no, I am not going to let these people run roughshod over my children. Those are God's children that they did that to. That's disgusting. And then to have her show up tomorrow, why? It's like, I just hope that thing gets canceled. Why are they still going to go accept an award tomorrow?
I have no clue. I mean, it's not an award, it's a prize, because they bought that prize.
You're right.
But it's like, this is where I say, at this point, I no longer blame Harry nor Meghan Markle. I blame these kinds of organizations. And why do you think they're getting these prizes? Because they still get the use of royal titles.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I think that designer, what was his name? The Balenciaga guy. He
You know
wanted
what's, yeah, you know what's terrible, Jennifer? That they
Mm-hmm.
said, oh, she's been working for years with him. They make it sound like they've been working forever. No, Meghan Markle,
one or
he
two
only heard
times. That was it, right?
2 or 3 times while she was a working royal. He'd
Yeah.
never heard of her before. So, but
No.
they try to say, oh, they're collaborations. They've been friends for years. Like she's been friends with Oprah for years. Like she's been friends with Mindy Kaling for years. Like Mindy Kaling even said that she hadn't seen Meghan when she was asked, got a message out of the blue to go there.
Mm-hmm.
This woman doesn't have friends.
She's focusing on all the wrong things. And I talk about this in my video that I haven't published yet, but why does she have this incessant need to make us like her? Guess what? What she does is none of our business. She needs to just go away. Like, go away. Stop trying to get our approval. Stop trying to get our attention. Stop trying to go out and act like a freakish ghoul in these ugly clothes, supporting a demonic brand. Like, just stop all of it. And if you're going to do this stuff, then stop using the title. We don't need it. We don't want this. We don't need this. It's just gross. All of it's gross. Who is that girl? Yikes.
No, I mean, this is Jennifer's channel, guys, for you guys to go subscribe. I'm making an effort to say subscribe because I was saying subscribe and I forgot to say the B because, I got lazy with my English while I was in Central America.
Oh, who cares? Say it the way you want to say it, girl.
I know, but still, I feel
This is your channel. Subscribe, okay?
Subscribe, please. But this is Jennifer's because you're so lovely. You were gone for a while, so we got to show our love to her. But I do believe that Satan is taking the wheel in this woman. I mean, people were saying to me, but maybe, maybe she doesn't know. But it doesn't go hand in hand with her portraying herself as a savvy businesswoman with a double major from a very prestigious university. It doesn't go well. It doesn't speak highly of Northwestern University.
No. You know what I thought you were going to say? I thought you were going to say, oh, people say that they don't think she made a pact with the devil or, I don't know.
This woman is the devil. I think that Satan made a pact with her because even Satan is scared of this woman. But with Harry, I'm not excusing him. But I can see her doing this switcheroo of like, oh, I'm this great girl. We're gonna hit the ground running. Oh, even when the woman said, well, how do you feel about giving up? Oh, I don't see it as giving up. I see it as another chapter. It's like, why is she talking in that voice? I see it as another chapter. What can you say? No, she's not giving anything up. She was unemployed. I've been to her house right here down the road from where I am, and it's a little house. I mean, they never power to them, but she makes her sound grandiose that she was living this grand life and that she's given. What is she giving up? Doing cameos and on a big cable rated show?
Yeah. I know. And I talk about it on a lot of my videos that we just need to pray for this woman, Paula. Just pray for this woman, even if you don't want to pray for this woman, because you know what? She's still in a position of influence, and that is dangerous.
If this is true, what Purdy's saying, that they will surround the parents who lost children around them on stage for the award tomorrow. That is terrible. If I were the parents, apparently they're going to have, this is an award about children because it's humanitarian for children. And apparently they're going to have parents on stage who've lost their children.
Oh, you mean to online bullying and...
Yeah, and Meghan Markle, who went to the Southwest side by Southwest or whatever, and she said that she doesn't do social media. She stays away from social media. And then when she goes with Emma Greditt, how do you feel being back on social media? I love it. And then they went to New York. So they're getting a prize for their humanitarian efforts about social media and children.
Okay, sure. It's just, I mean, come on.
I'm not going to pray for this woman. I pray for this woman to disappear. But again,
seriously, you have to, because Paula, seriously, she's still in a position of influence. And she is in a position to do a lot of damage. And, not everyone is as psycho as you and I are that follow this woman, know what she does, and try to, point out her hypocrisy. We're still a relatively, I would say, small-ish community, but most people out there don't really know or care about her. So they read articles in passing, or they see these things and they're like, oh, she got an award for working with children. How great. Like, people don't care, and they don't put two and two together yet. And that's what's so scary about it, is that she's still in a position of influence, and that is dangerous. She's a dangerous individual.
You know what's so funny? Like brands like Balenciaga or even Jimmy Savile, they insert themselves with children.
Yeah.
Like in children's organizations, they have all these things. It's like Harry and Meghan are inserting themselves with children in social media when they're evil. And they do it, so they use it as a hunting field, as a hunting ground,
and they
for
figure
the next victims.
And they're going to get their foot in the door and ingratiate themselves to the public because they're such a champion for children. If you're so for children, she needs to stay home with her children. She's never with those children. She's always jet setting everywhere she goes. It's like, enough. You know what I mean? Why don't you go be a mom to your kids?
Well, exactly. By the way, she's gone a whole week away because she didn't go back to California. She flew straight from France to New York to meet Harry there.
Interesting.
So those kids are never with the parents.
I'm not saying I'm the world's best mother, but I did not spend a day. Oh, you're so funny. I didn't spend a night away from my twins until they were like 24, 25 months old.
You know what? I did that with my son, with Henrik.
And I was a wreck the whole time.
Yeah, my ex-husband and I, at the time we were married, and I waited for Henrik to be 1 year old, and then we went to Cuba.
Now,
we went for 5 days, 6 days. And then, and Henrik was with my mom and dad. I never hired a nanny. I would never allow anybody, a stranger or anybody who wasn't family or my mom and dad, to look after my kid ever. But Henrik, I waited for him to be 1 year old. And I remember being in Cuba and calling my mom, like, is he okay? My mom, oh, shut up, just don't bother us,
I mean, like, I'm psycho. I mean, my daughter's talking to me about, oh, I want to maybe babysit now that I'm 12. And I'm thinking, I'm not even going to let her go to somebody's house that I don't know so she can babysit. I was like, no, like, if you're going to babysit, they have to bring the kid to my house. I mean, I'm just crazy like that. I'm like, always like, where are they? What are they doing? Kind of thing.
I mean, what kind of mother takes off when the baby's 3 months old to go away for a weekend to go see Serena Williams play in New York? There was not any amount of money. I'll tell you this little story. Henrik was about 5 months old, and there was this huge party that's held every year, and like I even ordered the dress and everything. And I was about to walk out the door. I was still crying. My mom and dad were there. And I was about to walk out the door. I had the baby monitor because my house was 2 floors. And I hear Henrik, that was it for me. And they all looked at me and they go, Paula, you have to get out. You haven't left the house for 5 months. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I can't. He just woke up. I got to see him. It's like I didn't go anywhere. People would come to my house. I would host dinner parties at the house because I didn't want to go away from my son.
I know. I mean, now I always make jokes to them like, I need a week away from you people. You're driving me crazy. But it's like, but she made a lot of personal excursion trips around the time she was. Yeah, there was a lot of that going on.
This is why I assume she did not have postpartum preeclampsia around that time, because there was no way she would have flown anywhere. No. So we are to assume, because you had postpartum preeclampsia, guys. So we did a whole video, Jennifer and I, about her, because she gave birth at the Portland hospital where Meghan Markle falsely claims she gave birth to Archie. And Jennifer did have postpartum preeclampsia, and it was horrible, right, Jennifer?
And I was on blood pressure medication for 6 months after, and the doctors were like, you will not do this, you will not do this, you got to be, I had to basically take it easy because your heart rate is so elevated during that condition. Everything kind of just goes askew in your body, and they're monitoring you very closely after something like that happens. So you're right. I don't buy it. I just do not buy it.
And given that, no, because she was flying all over the place. They went to Italy. I mean, everywhere. They went to Ibiza. There's no way this
I
woman
mean,
had.
just flying alone elevates your blood pressure. So that's
Yes, yes, and you can
not
have
supposed to
seizures
do
and
that.
everything.
Yeah.
And the royal family would have never put her to work if she had that. And then if she had it with and also if she had postpartum preeclampsia, like you said, the doctor asked you if you were planning to have another child because you were, no disrespect to you, sweetie, a geriatric
I was.
pregnancy.
I was 39 years old. Yes.
You were a geriatric pregnancy, just like Meghan Markle.
And they
And he
said
asked,
to me, do you plan to have children again? And I was like, I don't think so. I got a boy and a girl. I'm pretty much done. I'm 39. And they were like, well, if you did decide to have children again, there's a 99% chance that this is going to reoccur. This is going to happen.
and it could be a full-blown eclampsia.
Yes, absolutely.
So if she had postpartum preeclampsia with Archie, she would have been advised and highly recommended not to get pregnant again.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? So it is what it is, folks. We're living in an era where we've been told that what our eyes are seeing is not correct,
Mm-hmm.
and the press, the mainstream media is shutting everybody down. It's like that twerking video. I was actually talking to Leticia today earlier. It's like people forget that in June 2021 in worldwide, but just in Santa Barbara where Meghan lived, that week, there were 17,000 cases of COVID. If you go, and I'll send you the links to the videos that Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital was putting out, that they were apologizing because nobody was allowed in or out. Only basic personnel. You had to wear masks at all times inside of the hospital, whether you were everywhere, because of a centralized air system, which means the virus doesn't stay in one room. The air blows it everywhere, which is why you had to have masks. Fathers were not allowed in there. And they had tents outside, and there's tons of videos because the Santa Barbara Cottage Hospital was doing them during the pandemic.
Yeah.
There was no way that they would have allowed Meghan to do a twerking dance with Harry in the room, plus another person, because clearly there's another person in the room not wearing any masks.
Right. And she wasn't hooked up to anything. She wasn't wearing a gown. I mean, it's just, we're just tired of being gaslit. We really, really are, And this latest Paris appearance is just another reiteration of this shape-shifting woman. And we're just supposed to believe that, this is just all normal. And this is just, it's like, come on, there's something seriously wrong and dark and sadistic going on here. And we all see it. She should not be around children. She shouldn't be accepting an award on behalf of children. That whole Balenciaga, it's all gross. And everything I find disturbing about her always has to center around kids, whether you feel that you're being gaslit about her children or that Disneyland trip or,
and now we know the Disneyland trip was a paid gig.
Yeah.
Because I got to ask you, what kind of parents? You live in California. You have that poor little boy, it's Archie, 5 years, and he hasn't been to Disneyland because he complained about it, according to Meghan. What Meghan said, that Archie said, when is my birthday? Like saying, why haven't you brought me here? He's 5 years old. He has rich parents. And if Princess Diana could fly across the world to bring that idiot to Disney World or Disneyland, you're telling me that he couldn't do that now that his son is right there in California?
Well, technically they didn't take him. The Walt Disney Company paid for it, right?
But that's what I mean, that it had to be a paid gig in order for them to take their kids anywhere.
I know. It's gross. It's all gross. It just leaves.
I don't understand why Children Protective Services doesn't come knocking at their door.
I don't know. I mean, do they even have kids at this point? It's just, I don't even know. It's all so crazy to me. It's crazy.
I got to ask you something before we go. You know that there was this little skit about Mr. Markle being stuck in the 19th floor and in the Philippines.
Yeah, I did a video about it.
I saw that. This is why I want to ask you. But did you see the little clip that was posted of him by the Daily Mail, the writer of the Daily Mail that interviewed him?
You mean the one that supposedly is living over there? Like living near him?
But I'm going to show it to you because I want your reaction to this. I actually do want your reaction to this. Okay. This is him literally mocking his own daughter, Samantha.
Is that AI? It looks weird to me.
No. This is in the Daily Mail. The woman who's there, the Carolyn, because Samantha Markle came and basically outed that this woman was there. Let's see if I can find it for you here.
Samantha just really needs some peace. She needs to just, you remember that song, Wash the Man Out of My Hair? She needs to wash Meghan out of her hair, because Meghan is driving that poor woman just clinically insane. Like, Samantha just needs to divorce herself from that whole situation and just let it go, because I don't know what she's doing, but she's really not thinking straight, in my opinion.
But what do you think? What do you think? Let me see, because it to me, I was really shocked that he posted that little clip, and they did it because whatever you may think of Samantha, at the end of the day, she is his daughter.
Right.
And what he did there really takes away credibility. I don't even know why it says here.
What exactly was he saying, Paula? What was he saying in that video? I couldn't hear.
Well, the thing is that they're mocking, because Samantha went on Dan Woodden and she literally fell apart, right? She was like, oh my God.
Yeah, she was emotional. She was crying. And now she's blaming the Daily Mail for feeding her false information. So it's like,
but she said it was her father. That's the problem. She said she was in constant contact with her father. Now they removed the clip. I see that they removed the clip. In that clip, that reporter, the one who wrote this article, is saying, oh no, this is Andrew Young. I'll see the other one. Let me see. Daily Mail, Philippines. Okay. Let me see, because this is but it's with Carolyn. Let me see. She was there. Oh, here we go.
If we
now they're saying, they're saying that if we die, here.
Oh gosh.
Here, this is the video. Look. Thomas Markle earthquake joke. Sorry about guys.
Tom, how was the earthquake? Oh my God! How big was it? Big!
Oh wow.
So he's basically mocking, because he's mocking Samantha when she went on Dan Woodden. And
that's not a good look for any of them. Like, what is going on? You know? I don't
know, but I wanted to get your input on that, because to me, clearly Samantha went on Dan Woodden and lied when she said she was in contact and she was getting information directly from them. And when the father the next day came out and clapped back and said, to TM's dead, no, I'm not trapping, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have him now with this woman, the woman who's there. Then Samantha Markle went online and said, well, actually it was Carolyn from the Daily Mail who kept telling me this thing. Right. That means that she lied to Dan Woodden. What I'm very shocked is that Dan Woodden is not having her back to explain herself.
I was wondering that too. I was waiting for a follow-up video, but what the whole thing was confusing, especially when he was saying that he was about 100 miles away in a hotel room.
The epicenter. And why is he in a hotel room? Isn't he in a condo?
That's what I thought too. And then wasn't there at one point Thomas Jr. was refuting the floor? He was saying, no, it's not 19, it's 18. So it kind of seems like they're all embroiled in these different stories, these different narratives, and to what purpose? I don't understand.
That's why I wanted to hear your input, because she also shared screenshots of supposed text messages, right? But then she said the text messages that she shared are from Sunday. The earthquake happened on Tuesday, where Mr. Markle says, I'm trapped. But I think what he meant is that financially he has invested all his money on the 19th floor apartment. That's how I gather it. But people were saying, because she tried to use that to show that he was trapped on that 19th floor of the earthquake, but then it's from Sunday when the earthquake hadn't happened.
So I haven't checked the latest updates, but is she still? Yeah. So is she still maintaining that she was?
No, she hasn't said anything. She made everything private, and then she blamed, when her father spoke out against her, she blamed the Daily Mail. This lady Carolyn. That's how we found out that lady Carolyn. It was in the Philippines with Mr. Markle. from the Daily Mail, and she showed the text messages, but the text messages are from Sunday, not from Tuesday.
So she must have reopened her account and gone back on, because I saw she did make that post about, you know, I'm calling you out, Daily Mail. But then when you think about it, she just inadvertently exposed the fact that this Carolyn has a direct feed line to the family.
She's there.
Yeah. Like that, all this is really creepy. I don't get any of it.
Yeah, and I don't know why Mr. Markle, because it is confirmed, guys. People that were saying, "Oh no, how do you know that?" TMZ, even though I don't like them, they were pretty straightforward. And if you notice, the Markles are very, they like litigation. They would have threatened to sue,
Right.
but he didn't.
No. I mean, wasn't TMZ the first one he contacted?
Yeah, he called them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why not call Samantha? Why not call Dan Wooden? Or did he
Why
call Dan Wooden and Dan Wooden didn't take his calls because he wouldn't suit the narrative?
Why don't they have someone in their life just saying, okay, just stop. Enough is enough. Stop
They have
talking
to
about
stop.
her.
They have to stop.
I mean, she wrote that book. She's involved in that lawsuit. Unfortunately, I don't think it's looking very good for her for that defamation lawsuit. She's speaking out about her sister constantly. I just really wish her peace. She has enough to deal with her MS, you know.
Yeah.
It's just she needs to just let this thing with Meghan go. Meghan is never going to give Samantha the validation that she wants. And I get it. I understand that the Markles are hurt. The Markles are just, because basically she threw them all out like hot garbage. I mean, let's call it what it is. And they're hurting and they don't know how to deal with it, but they need to somehow come to terms with the fact that they're not dealing with someone that thinks about things the way that you and I do, the way that normal people do. We think about other people's feelings. We, you know, take everything into account. A woman like Meghan is never, ever going to ever atone or admit to anything. It doesn't serve her to do that. It doesn't.
No. But the thing is, though, that Mr. Markle, both Markle men seem to be enjoying the life in the Philippines, because Mr. Markle gets about $5,500 a month from his pension, plus full medical. Because of his prior job and union and everything. He has full medical insurance. He even said so himself. And he gets
good for him, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
He worked really hard. He worked like 60, 70 hours a week. I'm
Right.
not judging that. But for people to say that he needed to raise money because of medical bills, he had full insurance. He's still full insured in the worldwide. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then he gets $5,500, around $5,500 a month, which is a fortune, because they said that in that Daily Mail article, it said that both apartments, Thomas Markle Jr. and Mr. Markle Jr. combined, which is in a luxury high rise, is $500 a month, which is nothing.
Yeah, I mean, that 5,500 is going to go a long way over there. That's for sure.
You know, because people were trying to portray him as destitute and all kinds of things. You know, he needs money for medical bills. No, he doesn't. He's fully insured. He had said to himself when he did so many interviews that he was lucky to have, you know, that he retired, and he's given so many interviews that he gets $5,500 in pension a month, which is why he lived in Rosarito, because $5,500 went a long way. Well, it goes even further in the Philippines.
And he's what, 81 now?
I don't know, something like that. Yeah.
I mean, and at the end of the day, it's a man who, it's coming up on a decade that he hasn't spoken to his daughter, doesn't see his grandchildren. I mean, it's sad. It's so sad to see that man be thrown away like trash.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what we get with narcissistic people like that. You know what I mean? Meghan, it's a full-blown narcissist. But then again, she was never taught to care about anybody else.
Right. And, you know, I do see traces of narcissism in him. And, you know, I'm not a trained psychologist or anything like that, but a lot of the things that he's said in interviews over the years, I remember looking at it thinking, why did he say that? For example, when he said that, oh, the royal family owes me and this and that and this and that. And I'm thinking to myself,
Meghan owes him.
yeah. And it's just like, well, no, your children don't owe you anything. You are put on the earth to be the guardian and the steward of your children, and that's your job.
Yeah, and
They
this
don't
doesn't
owe
owe
you
me any money.
anything.
My son doesn't owe me any money. Can you imagine me asking my son
I
to give me
know.
that person? My job as a parent is to give my son all the tools in life to succeed in life, and that means education. That's the way I look at it. You know, that's my job as a parent, is to
But yeah.
ensure my son's well-being and give him, as I said, as many tools as possible to succeed in life.
Well, he never fit her narrative. I think he's a little bit too brash. He was a little bit too outspoken for Meghan's taste, especially when she got around the royal family. I think she was afraid that he was just going to mouth off and present her in a way that she didn't want. She didn't want that energy from him. And I feel that she was probably ashamed of him. He's a bigger man. He's overweight. He's just too uncouth now that she's a member of the royal family. So I think she was all too happy to just discard him for very, very superficial reasons, because her ego couldn't take, you know, him stealing a little bit of her thunder or making her look bad. That's my opinion of why she dropped him like trash.
Also because she had told so many lies. Remember also that with Trevor Engelson in the Tom Bauer book, there's a passage there where Mr. Markle said, and Doria were both shocked when Trevor Engelson gave a toast saying that Meghan Markle was going to get, now that he was married, she was going to get the family she never had.
Yep.
This is from Trevor Engelson. So why didn't Mr. Markle go on television and complain about it? Why did they start complaining when Harry said it?
I know. It's just so sad all around. So, I mean, poor Samantha, she just really needs to just let it go. Just let it go. Just be like Elsa and Frozen, you know, and just.
Well, you know what? It also, at least from me, I don't know about you, but it indicates to me that she's being ghosted by her own father, that she's basically on her own on this one, and that they've turned on her. That's because why would her father do this so very publicly and then further compound it with that little clip mocking her with her tone of voice on Dan Wooden?
I think that they're all being run by emotion. They do not think before they act, and they don't think before they speak. And Meghan is impulsive in that way too. She's made a lot of bad choices over the years, and you can tell that she's ruled by her emotions. So I think that they all kind of suffer from that. And if they all just took a step back and just, especially those three, they need to disengage from her. Because I think there's some part of Meghan which really gets off on the fact that they're trying so hard to get her attention.
Oh,
still.
yeah.
Absolutely.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I said it in my video. It's like Samantha's like that voice crying out in the wilderness to her sister, like, look at me. Look what you've done to me. You need to acknowledge the hurt you've caused. And I think that these narcissists, they really get off on that because it puts them in that position of power because they're the one that did the last contact. So they have that power. You know what I'm saying? It's this really, really dramatic tug of war, emotional tug of war. And I've watched enough videos about narcissists to know that they get off on it. They think I'm the last person that cut the contact. So I have the power and they don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it up. If she reaches out to him in any way, shape, or form, it's going to be up to Thomas and Samantha and Tom Jr. to reciprocate. And she doesn't want to give away that power even for a second, because if she throws out something like an olive branch, it's going to be up to them to respond. She don't like it.
Thank you, Sil Coco. And I want to say something here. When I used to talk to Samantha, because we used to speak on a regular basis, I used to say to her, the best revenge you can do is to actually, why don't you, instead of trashing Meghan Markle, why don't you just focus and use the platform that you unwittingly have gotten to promote MS? Why don't you do a fundraiser for MS? That way you elevate, you increase your profile for good, and you benefit from that platform that you've gotten, and you're highlighting something, and you're teaching Meghan Markle a lesson that you're using whatever platform you got, willingly or not. And you do that. You do a fundraiser for heart because your father had a heart attack, or for multiple sclerosis, become the voice of multiple sclerosis, but she never listened.
I know. Again, it's too much emotion. It's too much hurt. It's too much pain. And that is what is guiding them and their choices and decisions. And in that video I was just reading those.
I love your video. I was watching. I was walking.
Well, I was reading those. I keep calling them tweets. It's not tweets, but what do they
Post.
call it?
Post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was reading them in succession and they just got nastier and nastier and nastier. And I'm thinking to myself, Samantha, you are above this. Don't engage like this. Don't give her the satisfaction of doing it. She was calling her a bitch and all this. And I'm just like, why? Don't participate in this garbage. It's stupid. Don't do it.
Yeah. Especially when it's coming from a place of hatred.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I call her the B word, but I really do mean that she's evil and she's a B. Because those are not the actions of somebody who's Christian and who's nice. Nobody does that to their own family like that if you're a decent, sane person.
I know.
You know, like, it's evil.
It is. It is.
You know, it is what it is, really. But anyways, we're going to, Jennifer, I promise you before you, what makeup would you have given that woman?
Well, in the video, he talks about how he mixed a skincare serum with the foundation, which I think is a nice idea because it really makes the foundation silky and a bit more sheer. So you can have some nice luminosity. So anyone watching, if they have a moisturizer or a cream that they love, mix a little bit of that in with your foundation and it'll give you a more ethereal type of luminous glow, but kind of stop there. It's like pick one luminizing product or one thing to give yourself a little bit of sheen, a little bit of glow, and then stop there. Don't continue to add glow to glow to glow on top of it, because then that's when you start looking greasy like that. And you know, this particular picture, she's not as greasy as some of the
the ones that I see sometimes. It's like when the light bulbs are going, it's like, oh
yeah. And you know, if you work in television, if you work in film and fashion, like he says that he does, great. You know, I'm sure he does. You have to be mindful of that. If you got flash bulbs flashing at every
That's another thing I was going to say. What were they trying to go for there? Like a dewy look or something like that?
Yeah. I mean,
but
there's
even when we're young, we don't look dewy. We don't look shiny.
But there's a difference between glowy and there's a difference between sweaty. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but what would you have done? Her eyes differently?
Well, you can tell that he talks about he put like a cream. Well, he didn't say cream, but he said a little bit of like a brownish gold eyeshadow. I would have definitely given her a few individual false lashes to lift the eye up. You don't necessarily need strong dark eyeliner to make the eye pop, but if you have full, pretty, voluminous lashes that have a nice upturned look, that would have done a lot to kind of lift her face up a little bit. You know, her eyeshadow looks fine to me. It looks like the eyes are half done. Her lashes don't have a nice defined look, in my opinion. I would have definitely given her a little bit more of a nice upturned full lash look. Her lips are fine, but again, I even talk about this in my video. He talks about he would love to see her in more of a lip, meaning a darker, more defined lip. And in the little Glam Squad video that she posted to her Instagram before she went out, it shows him putting down a bunch of beautiful Tom Ford lipsticks in these dark, rich, beautiful colors, but she didn't go for any of them. So, you know, he's carting all this makeup around, probably talking to her saying, hey, I've got this great idea for a beautiful red lip. And actually, with understated eyes and a glowing complexion, a red lip looks really, really beautiful. Yeah. And like, for example, the way you're wearing your makeup right now, Paula, you have beautiful skin, you've got the gorgeous full brows, and you've got a more defined lip, and it's a beautiful look. Now, if you would start going really heavy on the eye makeup and everything, then it starts to look too much. Young girls in their, you know, teens and 20s can get away with that. I always like to say, the older you get, take a feature and just play it up.
Yeah, that you highlight one thing, because then you need your eye to go someplace. That's right. Make sure that your eye goes someplace. If you look busy everywhere, your eye doesn't know where to go.
Yeah. So I just thought that was really funny, where you can tell from that video. He even said, I would love, hey, he's like, Meghan, if you're listening, you know, hopefully one day we'll get to do a lip. So even if she would have had a little bit more lip definition, that would have been nicer. But, you know, to me, she really likes her soft beige look, fine, go with it. But she definitely needed to be less shiny, in my opinion, and the eyes needed to be a little bit more defined because to me, she just looks a bit tired. She just looks tired.
But I gotta show you something because she used to wear red lipstick all the time before.
Yeah,
She used
during
to
her
wear
skin
red lipstick all the time here in this picture.
Mm-hmm. Now, to me, I think that's a really beautiful makeup look on her. Mind you, that's what, 15 years ago now? Do you see how
Yeah.
full her face is?
And the
Yeah.
nose is different. Everything is different.
Well, I
See that
personally,
already.
when you look at pictures of her younger like that, she's got a very strong angular jaw in a lot of her younger pictures. So I think what she does and what a lot of people do that have very strong, kind of like a pointy defined jawline here, they inject Botox there to
They
soften.
have done that to her. They have
And
done
I've
that.
even done that here to help with teeth grinding because I have I grind at night sometimes, especially if I'm sick or if I'm overtired. And sometimes you can wake up, and a lot of people when they have allergies and sinuses, they grind as well. So you can wake up and have jaw pain. So who knows? Maybe she grinds or whatever. But if you see pictures of her when she was younger, she's got a much more angular jaw.
I'm
Then
going to show you something here because also we can see that at a certain point she filled the upper lip because her lips, the upper lip was thinner.
Yeah. Now, see, to me, that picture is really pretty. She probably couldn't get away with that now. I definitely couldn't because I'm older and she's older. But you see how her eyes are very dark and the lips are dark? Now, she would probably have to choose one or the other, in my opinion. But I don't know. It seems like in Paris, she didn't do anything. It was just very, very, it was just blah and it was just too sweaty.
So that you were talking about here.
Sorry, you were cutting out. Oh yeah. So you can see how she's much more, she's an angular jaw when she's younger. So I mean, some people I've read said, oh, she shaved off some of her jaw. I don't know if she did or she didn't, but apparently she really likes buccal massage where yeah, there's it's like a massage technique where the massage therapist goes in and they kind of put their thumb and they get in and they work along your jawline to ease tension. And she might do Botox there. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, if you look at pictures of her before she was in college, she didn't have that jaw. She was very round face. She was a round face. So they said that she used to inject. There's a plastic surgeon said this is before she filled up her top lip, because now her lip when she was younger, and I can show it to you guys. When she was younger, Meghan Markle had a whatchamacallit, and much thinner lip here. I'll show it to you here so you can see it. This is in her sorority days. This is the school that the picture that she got from sorority. I'll show it to you just now because you can see that her lips are different. See, I'll show it to you now before we go. Because she had it, she was, see, you see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see how thin her lip is? Even the shape of the lips is different. The nose, the distance between the lip and the nose is different because she shaved the nose to have, she had a nose job, another job there. And you can see because there's more space.
Yeah.
Now pictures, but look how thin her lip is here.
And it's too bad that she went and erased so much of her natural features because she was very cute back then. She really was. Meghan has removed all her black. Yeah, I mean, she has really. She's erased her mom's entire heritage from her entire face, from her hair.
Nobody ever treated like a black woman,
Oh,
like
I
why would they start
and
now?
you can tell she was angry when she said that, as if to say, "How dare you treat me as a black woman?" It's
And I
like,
think,
excuse me?
and I think that's what she resented of the United Kingdom, that they celebrated her mixed heritage. Because she said, only when I got to the UK that became an issue. It was no issue. Nuh-uh. The UK had no issue. They
Like, I'm
celebrated her
sorry,
mixed.
are you not proud of your mother? Are you not proud of your family and who you are and where you come from? That's just terrible behavior.
Where is
Terrible.
Mama Doria? Where do you think Mama Doria is?
Well, isn't she mixed race as well?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. By the way, the Raglan last name is mixed race. It starts from mixed race because Raglan is a man from Scotland who immigrated, a farmer from Scotland immigrated to the United States looking for a better way of life, and then he of course bought slaves, and he got entangled with a female slave, and a son was born, and then he took the name Raglan, Joseph Raglan. So it is already half and half.
Yeah.
That's the original. That's how the Raglan name starts in the United States of America, from white
Great.
and black. And unfortunately back then, and you know what? They still do it nowadays, which is incredibly racist. That if you have, they say, "Oh, I'm black." No, you're mixed race because you're erasing the other part of your life. So you're
Mhm.
not black. You're mixed race, right?
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
So back then, even back then, if they're still doing it now, can you imagine back then? Even if you looked white and you were white, you were be called a Negro or mulatto. You were
Yeah.
not called white. So this is why we do know that the son born out of this farmer Raglan from Scotland and that slave woman, his name was Joseph. He took on the last name Raglan,
Mm.
and then he married or he got together with somebody and they had a child. They claimed that she was a Negro, but then his son married a white woman called Mary.
Okay.
So there's a lot of, they are not black. So I don't understand how Meghan Markle can be 43% Nigerian. I don't get it.
Oh my gosh, my daughter just texted me and she's like, "It's 10:04, Mama. Don't stay on too long."
Sorry, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. But thank you, sweetie. And go and I'm gonna put her links, although she's already listed there. And please go check out her video. She's amazing. And maybe
Oh,
you can come back and we can do a makeup tutorial for mature women.
I always have so much fun when I come and have girl chats with you. And then I will link this video in my community post for people to go back to it as well.
But I told you could have streamed it there because I know that Pidina does it, but you can stream it.
Have not streamed live. I'm just like, I don't know why I have such
Well,
a
you just set it up and you put it on your YouTube channel so it runs.
and yeah, like I'm not scared to do a live. I'm just scared of the tech. I can't get out of my head with it. You're always like, yeah, do it at the same time. I'm like,
I'll send you the link to the video so you can edit it and do a video on it. And do a video. Put your own little clips that you prefer.
oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll do that. So thank you for coming, beautiful people. And don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe and go to Jennifer C channel. I will leave the link at the bottom so you guys can check it. And let's get her going because we were away for a month for moving and then sick. Okay?
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
very much. Thank you for coming,
Paula.
Mama. Bye-bye, sweetie.
I'll talk to you soon. I'll text you.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye, sweetie. So cute.